What's going on, you guys? This is Amanda.
That's Ronnie.
This is Ashley.
And this is Ground Zero.
Welcome to Ground Zero.
All right, guys, welcome back. This is season 2. We have a lot planned out for this season. Tonight's episode is going to be about the invisible humanoids. If you don't know what the invisible humanoids are, they are kind of like the movie Predator, where he's invisible, but you can still kind of make out, his image. That's kind of what these stories are about that we're going to get into, and these actual sightings that people have witnessed. So I guess first we can go to this one by the username of cbruins22. It says, let's see here, let me get it up. Okay. I was at my parents' trailer in the far north woods of Wisconsin. Drinks were had, and my mom and girlfriend had gone to bed. My dad and I were sitting on opposite ends of the fire, and he was telling some story. Behind his left shoulder, my right side, and over the log pile, I could see what looked to be a glimmery entity walking around our neighbor's campsite. My dad kept talking, and I feigned interest as I watched this thing meander around their campsite. It didn't seem like it had anything it was specifically doing, but it just kept facing their trailer the whole time. Eventually, I lost line of sight as it entered into the woods, and I don't know what I saw or how to explain it, but I'm a bit more cautious every time I stay there now. So that was in Wisconsin, and supposedly these sightings are kind of just all over the world in different areas, but
I wonder what campground.
see, I would go there. Would you go there?
No.
No?
Nope.
No?
Definitely
I don't know.
not.
But it makes you wonder, like, what exactly it is that he saw. Like,
And it makes you wonder, like, did he say anything to his dad if his dad was there with him?
Yeah.
You know?
right, yeah, because
Like, are you seeing this too, or is this just you?
and the fact that it was just
Maybe
like
he didn't want to sound crazy.
Maybe.
right, but it was like staring at that other campsite. Like, why was it like
That's
so
creepy.
focused on, but then I don't know, I guess I could relate in a way, like, because he didn't bolt, he didn't run, he didn't scream, and I had that same type of experience with something where I was just kind of in shock, and I just couldn't take my eyes off of it because I didn't want to miss what was going to happen next. Just sat there, in silent. But I don't know, is it like an alien being, or is it like
A ghost?
a ghost, or something
think
from a
they're
different
aliens.
dimension, or
Or are all ghosts actually aliens?
that's
Maybe.
interesting. But why are they all primarily focused around the woods? Like, there's other stories we're going to get into, but they're all around the woods.
What if there's portals in the
Yeah.
woods?
I had a theory on this. What if they are extraterrestrials, right?
Right.
And they have this ability to be invisible.
Hmm.
And all the missing 411s?
Yeah, that's what I was going to get into.
They all happen like in national parks.
Yeah,
so in the
heavily
woods.
wooded areas.
Like they'll be there 1 minute and the next they're just completely gone.
Yeah, disappeared. Like, within like 10 feet, all of a sudden they're vanished.
Yeah, they look around like the whole area and they can't find them. What if they're invisible, and if they touch a person, they become invisible?
Yeah.
And it's mainly kids. So what if they had like a little kid in that camper?
Oh, maybe.
It's creepy to think
It
about.
was like looking for it.
Yeah, and just the fact that like they could, like if they could like just touch the person, and then that person become invisible, and do they have the ability to open portals to just escape?
Yeah.
You know?
Just take you out of the portal.
Yeah, and you just jump into a different dimension. Of course, I mean, we're definitely going to do an episode on Missing 411 and some of those crazy, bizarre stories. But you got one to read. If you want to get on that one. I just find this just crazy.
Right. Let's see where to start. All right, so this says when I was about 5 years old, I was playing by the edge of the woods behind my grandmother's house. I played there often, and my grandma just kept an eye on me from the kitchen or living room. Because the house had huge windows that faced the woods, she would come out every once in a while just to see what I was up to. I was obsessed with digging in the dirt and collecting unusual rocks and arrowheads that littered the land where my grandmother lived. I should mention this is Midwest Illinois, not far from, I'm gonna say, Cahokia Mounds. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Sounds
So
good.
finding arrowheads was actually not that uncommon. Anyway, the day I remember picking out a spot to dig, I had been out there for quite a while because I remember I had a pretty decent sized hole going when something caught my eye up in the tree that I was next to. I almost don't know how to explain it, but it looked like almost a heat wave coming off the branch of the tree. It was fall. I remember this because I had my pink jacket, and I remember thinking that my mom was going to be pissed because I had dirt around the bottom of the arms from digging. I also remember there being lots of leaves on the ground. Anyway, I am staring at this heat wave, and I realize it has a human shape. So there I am, 5 years old, and wondering why there is an invisible man in the tree. I remember feeling scared but unsure what to do. Then I started moving and making a Then it started moving and making a faint clicking sound. That is about the time that I decided that I was not supposed to be seeing this. And I hightailed it back to the house. I
Yeah.
think I would do the
Yeah, I'd
same.
probably be scared shitless.
My grandmother's seen I was pretty shaken, and I remember telling her that I'd just seen an angel. In my 5-year-old mind, I didn't know what else it could be. I never had heard of aliens or ghosts or monsters. So to me, it had to be an angel because that's what my little mind could think of.
But, you know, thinking about that, she's thinking an angel because she can't think of anything else, but it's kind of like she had fear.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
naturally.
Even though she thought like it's an angel, she was scared.
Right, yeah, she was terrified and she knew
You
she had to
wouldn't
get out
really
of
be
there.
scared of an angel. You probably feel pretty peaceful.
Right,
Not
yeah. So, I
wanting to
mean,
run away.
and then the clicking sound. Could you,
Yeah, what kind of clicking sound like?
yeah. I'm fixing to get you.
Go get you.
Mm.
Hell no. Back to grandmother's house I go. Alright. So, let's read this next paragraph. She says, fast forward to when I was about 12 years old. By this time, the encounter was way out of mind. I loved watching action and sci-fi movies. My dad rented a movie called Predator. I'm watching it with him, and the first time you see the Predator invisible cloaked, I about shit my pants.
Yep.
All the memories from that day digging in the dirt came flooding back.
Could you imagine that?
I even asked my dad if Predator was real or if anyone knew if anyone or any animal that had cloaking abilities that I didn't know about. He told me it was all fake. It wasn't like it is today, where I just Googled it.
Right.
I had no access to the internet, so again, I just put it out of my mind.
You know, thinking about that though, I mean, everybody gets like inspiration from something.
Yeah.
Could somebody have seen something like that and then they were inspired to make Predator?
Well, like the
Could have been.
I mean, you know how they like desensitize us with movies and TV shows or
Right.
whatever.
Yeah.
So what if they know something like that is real, and they made it,
They just made it into a movie.
to like,
Kind of hint around.
Hint around, but the truth is like in your face.
Right.
Because they do that all the time.
I don't know. I could see that.
Alright, so she's got a lot more of her story. Alright. Again, fast forward to about the year 2004. I am grown. I have 3 small children. I just went through a separation from my husband. I moved to the next town over to an apartment with my kids. These apartments are all one-level duplexes, with there being 5 buildings. I am at the very last apartment of the building. The apartments are considered in town, but are on the outskirts. There is a deep ditch that runs behind the buildings with a chain link fence that separates the backyard from the ditch. There are about 6 to 7 trees on our side of the fence. If you follow the ditch a little bit, you hit a small forest, and eventually leads to the country with a larger forest and a farmland. I am a smoker, but would not smoke in the apartment because of the kids. So I often went out to the back porch. One night I was up late doing laundry and stuff after the kids went to bed. I decided to take a smoke before I myself went to sleep. I am back there on the porch and I started hearing this faint clicking sound.
No, it's back, bro. It's fucking back.
Her childhood.
The chills.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. I immediately looked to the ditch because I had seen a groundhog there a few days before and thought perhaps he was out there again. The yard is faintly lit from the outside light. This is by the playground that is to the right of my back porch. I didn't turn on my porch light. I didn't normally, if I was just going out for a quick smoke.
Yeah.
I didn't see any groundhog or movement from the ditch, so I go back to smoking my cigarette. The faint clicking sound keeps happening, and a slight shift of movement makes me look up into the tree to the left of my porch. It's there.
Nope.
The same invisible thing I had seen when I was 5.
So it's like following her.
It is like a distortion in a humanoid shape. It is crouched down on the branch with an arm out holding onto the trunk of the tree. I couldn't believe it. I was like, is this happening? Has it came to kill me from me seeing it all those years ago? All I could think about was my kids in the apartment sleeping. I ran in and slammed and locked the door. I ran to the kids' room and made sure all the windows were locked. Then I just turn out the lights in the living room and stare out the blinds at the trees to see if I could catch a glimpse of it. I sat there for about a good 10 minutes and couldn't see anything. I began to think I am just tired and my mind was playing tricks on me. Just as I was finally talking myself down, my neighbor's dog came running across the yard and started barking at the tree at the same branch that I had seen this predator thing.
Save the puppy.
Save the puppy.
So the dog saw it too.
Yeah.
Yep. That pretty much freaked me out because the dog was not a barker. I actually have never heard him bark at anything, even at the groundhog that had been hanging out in the ditch.
So that, I mean, it got him spooked.
Yeah. This barking went on for a few minutes until I hear the neighbor lady who owned the dog call him back inside. The dog reluctantly, am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Turned to go home, stopping every few feet to look back at the branch of the tree until he was out of sight. I didn't sleep that night.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, I mean, who could?
I've never seen anything like it. Well, you did when you were 5.
Yeah, I mean, but, like, so that happened when she was 5, and then she's all grown with kids, and then it's back.
Yeah,
Why is it
out of
back?
nowhere.
Yeah.
That would be crazy. I don't know what to think of it. I am a grown woman. I have kids and a good career. I just want to know if anyone else had an experience like this. I know what I saw. Believe it or not, thanks for taking the time to read this.
That's crazy, though, because
What does
it's
it
just
want?
coming back. Yeah,
Yeah.
what's it want?
Maybe they're set. Maybe they have like a mission to take these kids
To take these kids.
and like I
I
don't
didn't
know
take
that
you
one.
when you were 5. So
Yeah, so it's trying to like I don't know. That's just weird how it came back,
Yeah.
or it's like following her.
I mean, yeah, and
That was a good long story. Holy shit! Like,
but it's like the clicking
the
sound.
clicking
Imagine
sound, that's
hearing
creepy.
that, like,
Yeah.
Imagine all of us going on a hiking trail and we just hear that clicking.
that clicking.
like,
I'd be like, this is it, guys.
This is it.
This is how we die.
What's the creature on The Quiet Place? Doesn't it click?
I think so. It's kind of like some kind of clicky sound. Does the? I think the Predator's got a clicky sound
I
too.
think it does.
Ooh.
So
But-
maybe like the Predator is based off that real.
Maybe so. Maybe someone actually seen it. But and then the problem is that when someone tells their story, a lot of people end up thinking that they're nuts.
Well, yeah. I mean, like our story with that haunted house we lived in, and then seeing that werewolf thing.
Yeah, everyone.
People
always,
think you're crazy.
Yeah, everyone always thinks you're crazy.
They
about
start
that.
laughing at you. And,
I mean, some people even think you're crazy if you've seen a ghost. So
Yeah.
it's just those closed-minded
Yeah.
people.
I think anything is possible. I think there's so much more to life and to this world that we don't know about.
No, you don't know everything. But
And like, if aliens actually exist, that would mean like, why couldn't invisible humanoids exist? Why couldn't those predator things exist?
Mm-hmm.
And the missing 411 people, if they could like touch whoever they capture and turn them invisible too, just by grabbing them, then that would make sense how they disappear so quickly, just being 10 feet away from the person, and then all of a sudden they turn around and they see no one's there.
And imagine, like, if you were that person, you see your group, you're going hiking with this group, you see your group keep going, you're probably like yelling,
Yeah.
something's got me.
Yeah.
Right.
And you can see them right there, but they can't
Well, yeah,
see
like
you.
they're like looking for you, and you could see them looking for you, but they can't see you. That would be crazy.
That would be so creepy. You just get sucked
You just
into
get-
some portal.
Yeah.
Like, motherfucker, better be taking me in a better place.
Yeah.
What if we're going to be
Maybe they
talking
do.
about this, and then all of a sudden, like, we're going to start hearing shit?
Click, click.
Click, click, click.
Oh, fuck. It's here. It knows that we know.
As long as it's better than this earth, I'll be fine going.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, we don't know their intent, because that one girl was afraid, and then she was afraid again when she saw it.
Yeah, they're all
So it
afraid.
could have had a bad, like, evil energy that it was
Right,
putting
yeah.
off for you to sense it.
So its intent is probably maybe harmful.
Yeah. Crazy.
I don't know.
Do we have any more stories?
There is another one on there we can get to. I find it pretty crazy.
I
Let's
couldn't
see.
imagine seeing something like that.
Especially when you're little. Like, could you imagine you're just a 5-year-old kid just playing in the dirt?
Yeah. You see some weird alien invisible thing up in the trees.
Yeah. And no one would believe you. They'll think you're a kid with some imagination.
Yeah.
Okay. So, we're going to move on to the next story. Glimmer Man sighting. So, this lady is telling her husband's story. She says, "This is my husband's account of a Glimmer Man sighting that I am retelling. Just had him repeat it to me just to make sure I didn't mess up the story somehow." So, he grew up in Vermont, so very wooded area. Vermont feels like a very benign place as far as absolutely everything goes, but still, where there's a lot of woods, there is strangeness. I firmly believe that. The woods is not a human domain. It belongs to the animals and God knows what else. So about 30 years ago, when he was in high school, he and his buddies were hanging out at a friend's house. The edge of the forest was probably 5 to 6 car lengths away from the porch where they were hanging. He never smoked or drank or did anything mind-altering due to his medical condition. So there he was, of complete sound mind, just randomly looking at the forest edge when he sees a tall, humanoid, invisible-ish figure just strolling along the edge of the forest, just inside the tree line. He watched it slowly walk the length of the property and out of sight. He said he would have never noticed it if he hadn't been looking directly at the spot where it appeared initially. And that was it. It was so bizarre, he didn't tell his friends or just played it off like nothing happened. The only description he can give besides the weird predator type invisibility aspect was that it was definitely humanoid shaped, sort of slowly, slightly swinging its arms, and definitely tall. So crazy.
So what is it about these creatures? Are they more alien-like, you think? Are they spiritual because they're invisible? What do you think it is?
Alien.
Alien?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say alien too.
Like interdimensional, extraterrestrial, malevolent. But they're all around the woods and stuff, so it is kind of like makes you question the whole missing 411 and if they're connected to it.
They are. Because they're all in the woods too, where they go missing, like
Right.
camping, hiking.
Yeah, and the one at the
National park.
campsite that was
Yeah.
like looking into their people's trailer. That one was Wisconsin, right? So, I mean, if that's it, like, why are they taking them? Like, what's their reasoning with taking these people? Like, what are they doing?
And they can take them like without a trace
Right.
so
Yeah.
quickly. Because they'll be there and
And they're
then,
gone.
Yeah.
gone the next.
And they could come over the area and then come over it, and then all of a sudden, but then people would be back. So it's kind of like an abduction story, like an alien abduction, where some of these people do come back, but they have no memory. Same way with like an alien abduction.
Memories
So-
get wiped. So there's no telling if any of us have been abducted before because our memories would be wiped anyways.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could be abducted nightly. Who
Yeah.
knows?
Yeah. I mean, like,
For experiments.
yeah. Like when you get brain fog the next day, or
Wake
Like-
up sore.
right, with no explanation. I could see
Maybe
it.
we should set up cameras in our bedrooms.
Maybe we should.
Like, what if you set them up, but then all of a sudden, like,
Yeah.
it glitches up really
Yeah,
bad,
ugh.
and then you just lose all footage.
Oh, that would creep me out. Then I would know I was abducted.
Yeah.
And then it would just piss me off to figure that out. Like,
Yeah, like, especially if it was, like, happening nightly.
yeah, you
Not
bastards
God.
are taking me away from my sleep and I'm waking up sore because you want to freaking play around and experiment.
Would you go if we went somewhere to try to get footage of one of these beings?
Yeah, because that's what we're going to start doing with this channel.
Yeah, so we're
We
gonna,
actually go to the place. and
yeah,
No,
like,
no.
go investigate.
No.
No? No?
No.
Come on.
We don't even have to go out of state, because there was one story that I didn't mention on here. I wasn't able to get a hold of the person to get their permission to tell their story, but it happened in Antioch, which is really not too far away. So we could like go to the area and look around. Maybe at some point get a hold of them and see the general area of where they saw the Glimmer Man, the invisible humanoid.
Yeah.
Well, my thing is I just wouldn't want to take the chance in getting abducted.
But you probably already have been abducted. Or you're saying knowingly you want to take
Knowingly,
that? Yeah,
like-
yeah.
Like, think about this invisible humanoid coming up behind you, and then they make you invisible, and then you see your buddies just right there, but you can't say anything to them.
What if it's... Hold on. I swear if it's the same thing, I want to freak out.
I was going to say, what if you don't know that they're there? And you're just like, you're still walking around, and then people that you're with, they're like, well, where did so-and-so go? And you're like, I'm right here. What are you talking about?
Oh, that
Yeah.
would be creepy.
But, okay,
And then,
so...
like, the whole time you're like missing, you're like, I'm right here.
I'm right here, guys.
Unless
That
they
would
take
be
you into a
crazy.
portal.
I was going to say, what if, like, when they grab you, like, what if it's not so much that you go invisible, but it's like, the girl on Incredibles that did the whole, like, orb thing, the protective orb around the
Yeah.
family?
Yeah.
What if it's something like that, to where it's just like this bubble around.
It could just be in like an instant portal.
Like you just walk into it?
Or like the humanoid touches you and you're just gone. It just takes you.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Just that quick.
Wouldn't like the people that are looking for you be able to see,
Like footprints or like the quick
like look
movement?
back and see the
What if they're
shape.
so
Right.
far advanced from us that they can just create portals whenever
Yeah.
they want? They just
They could open them up.
Yeah.
I'll make this portal right here and take this bitch with me.
Yeah, I can see that. God, that'd be crazy though to see something like that. You're gonna go with us when we go.
I think I would pretend like I didn't see it, like I wouldn't stare at it.
Like keep
and
your head
I'd
down.
Just be like, I didn't see anything, and just turn and
Right.
start slowly walking away, so I wouldn't make it obvious that I was scared.
Maybe if you do see it, it's not allowed to take you.
Well,
That's
here's,
why it couldn't take that one girl.
Because she was aware.
Yeah.
but the
she
thing
saw it.
is, I've read a lot of different stories, and a lot of them, they invoke fear
Yeah.
and dread, and so it got me thinking about that time we went to the park out there in Castellian Springs, and the environment just changed. It was all of a sudden like it doesn't feel right out here.
Yeah, because it's like, we really like that park and it's really pretty down there. But we went down there and we wanted to stay longer, but all of a sudden it was like, we should just leave because it's super creepy.
Yeah,
down
it's
here.
just like the vibe completely changed. It was like
That's
something.
weird. What park was this?
It's like something's watching you.
It was that one out there in Castellian Springs. They would fly those little RC planes and stuff
Oh,
at.
With
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
the skull cave. What's it called?
The Cave of Thousand Skulls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just
it was
like-
such a nice park too.
There's just something there.
I don't know. I want to investigate more, and that's like you were saying. We're going to do more investigation videos on this channel, and
Actually go to the place and film it. And
yeah, and see what we could find. I think it'd be pretty cool. And you're going to go with us.
I'm gonna go to Werewolf Springs.
Yeah.
Find a werewolf.
Werewolves.
I'm pretty sure I have plans that day.
Okay. Okay. We'll get you there. Don't worry.
We'll kidnap you. Actually, wanna go hiking?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And then we go.
And then we got you.
And we
Oh,
got you. We're gonna kidnap you.
Yeah. Well, guys, that's going to do it for tonight's episode. If you want to subscribe to this channel or follow us on different music platforms, we appreciate all your support. Of course, look out for this video on YouTube. Thank you guys so much again. Peace.